Please rise for the procession of the current members of Maynard High School's National Honor Society. We welcome Alexander Noble, Charles Newhouser, Alyssa Ray, Megan Thompson, Lucas Koskinen, Elizabeth Madej, Brandon Sherman, Hannah Booth, Liam Caldecott, Caitlin O'Leary, Thomas Smith,
Please remain standing for the procession of the 2018 National Honor Society inductees. The students are all escorted by people who have been an influential part of their lives and who have helped shape them into the person they are today. Caitlin Gargis, escorted by her mother, Kathy Gargis. Thomas Babayan, escorted by his mother, Jamie Babayan. Victoria Signotti, escorted by her father, David Signotti. Hannah Canerney, escorted by her father, Brian Canerney. Erin Egan, escorted by her sister, Lindsay Egan. Kayla Heidemann, escorted by her teacher, Valerie Cairns. Riley Hines, escorted by her mother, Sue Hines.
Sydney Jacobson, escorted by her brother, Aaron Jacobson. Caroline Jordan, escorted by her brother, Peter Jordan. Ginny Mannion, escorted by her mother, Danielle Mannion. Celine Paredes Celestino, escorted by her mother, Juana Celestino. Talal Siddiqui, escorted by his father, Haroon Siddiqui. Sarah Synan, escorted by her father, Steve Synan. Emily Tamino, escorted by her mother, Joanne Tamino. Lillian Wilson, escorted by her father, Glenn Wilson. As advisors of Maynard's chapter of National Honor Society, we will now light the middle candle, which symbolizes the eternal light of knowledge. Please remain standing for the national anthem, sung by Hannah Booth and Charles Newhouser.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, parents, family, friends, faculty, and administrators. My name is Alexander Noble, and I am the president of the National Honor Society. I am pleased to welcome you to the 2018 Maynard High School National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. I would like to congratulate the present members of the National Honor Society for maintaining the high academic and service standards necessary to stay in the selective group. And I would like to congratulate the inductees for achieving this great honor. It is now my pleasure to introduce Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Robert Girardi.
Thank you, AJ. Good evening. I'd like to offer greetings on behalf of the Maynard Public Schools to everybody in attendance today. I'd like to begin by recognizing our school committee members in attendance, Chair Justin Hem and School Committee Member Mary Brandley. We have amazing support from our community for our schools. I'd like to also recognize some very important guests. They are you, the parents, families, and friends out in the audience. The fact that you are here to celebrate with us your loved one's success is a strong indicator that your support over time helped these students achieve this amazing achievement tonight. I'm also very grateful to all of our students who have achieved this honor, as you represent our Maynard community well. This is not a small achievement, and I was here when they increased the rigor in order to achieve this. Our staff are amazing, and you really earned this. This is an amazing opportunity that you have earned. I think we should all recognize them with a round of applause. Would everybody join me? Becoming a member of the National Honor Society is quite an achievement. Selection is based on the 4 criteria of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Those attributes will help you well in every endeavor. Finally, I'd just like to identify that the National Honor Society motto is Noblesse oblige. This literally, translated in French, means nobility obliges. Figuratively, it has been said to mean whoever claims to be noble must conduct himself or herself nobly. I am proud of you for accepting this high standard of excellence, and I hope this celebration will be one of many celebrations as you achieve the greatness you are capable of. Noblesse oblige. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Girardi. And now, please welcome Mr. Charles Karajanis to the podium.
Good evening. The NHS induction really is a highlight of the academic year. As principal of Maynard High School and on behalf of NHS advisors Emily Dowd and Sandy LeBlanc, the staff and teachers of Maynard High School, Maynard Superintendent of Schools Girardi, Assistant Superintendent Gaudette, School Committee Chair Hem, and School Committee Member Mary Brandley, it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, relatives, and friends to tonight's induction ceremony. As 15 deserving students are welcomed into the Maynard High School chapter of the National Honor Society. I'm also looking forward to hearing from our distinguished guest speaker this evening, Brenda Sullivan, who has graciously agreed to join us and give her insights into the meeting of this evening's ceremony. Thank you, Mrs. Sullivan. Induction night for the National Honor Society is truly one of the highlights of the entire year. Seated before you are a deeply committed and distinguished group of 11 current National Honor Society members who are about to be joined by an incredibly able group of their peers. Achieving National Honor Society membership is far different than making the honor roll. It's far different than being a good friend or teammate or having a particular talent in the arts. It goes beyond being a responsible person. Despite the worthiness and worthwhileness of all of these traits and characteristics, our National Honor Society students go past these parameters and contribute to the school and greater Maynard community in ways that truly mark them with distinction, that truly makes them worthy of recognition at the national level. Many people seem to broadly understand that NHS members are outstanding students academically. What is less well known is that each member must achieve an equally high level of it in 3 other areas. Taken together, the National Honor Society refers to these 4 requirements as the 4 pillars of scholarship, character, service, and leadership. There is no averaging of these 4 qualities. The bar is set very high in each individual area, and the bar must be cleared in each individual area. Each assembled current member and inductee have met the 4 pillars required for induction. They have maintained or exceeded a cumulative grade average of 90 or above throughout their high school careers. They have demonstrated exceptional character and ethical carriage during their entire time at Maynard High School, as assessed by their teachers, coaches, and community members. They have volunteered hundreds of hours of their time to myriad community service projects within the school and town, as well as in some cases the state, nation, or even internationally. They have all grown into leadership roles in multiple areas within the school and in the broader community, and they have shown commitment to reach those areas of leadership over several years. I'm confident that each student on our stage tonight would carry on as they have even if there was no National Honor Society. The exceptional qualities they exhibit are who they are as people. But tonight we do recognize them, and tonight we do celebrate their achievements. Please join me now as I salute the current members and the inductees of the Maynard High School chapter of the National Honor Society. Congratulations. It's now my privilege to turn the podium back over to Alexander Noble.
Thank you, Mr. Karagianis. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for tonight, Ms. Brenda Sullivan. Brenda graduated from Maynard High School in 1980. She went on to earn her Bachelor's of Arts in Communications from Central Connecticut State University, her Bachelor's of Science in Education with an emphasis on physical education from Atlantic Union College, her Master's of Education in Administration from Atlantic Union College, and her Certified Advanced Graduate Study in Special Education from American International College. Brenda has been coaching both field hockey and track since 1991. She has been teaching in Maynard schools since 1998. Brenda serves her community through the Maynard Booster Club, Maynard Emblem Club, Friends of WABM, Maynard Music Foundation, Girl Scout leader, First Aid CPR trainer, Relay for Life, Play for a Cure, Autism Awareness, Townwide Cleanup, Senior Yard Cleanup, and KTDA meets, averaging about 700 hours of community service per year. Brenda has been recognized for her amazing service and has been a recipient of the Distinguished Service Award, Field Hockey Coach of the Year, and Women's Coach of the Year. It is now my pleasure and honor to introduce this evening's speaker, Ms. Brenda Sullivan.
Good evening, students, parents, faculty, administration of Maynard High School. It's with great honor that I stand before you with this prestigious event to induct this year's students to the National Honor Society. When I received an invitation to speak from a current NHS member, my initial feeling was shock and wonder. Why would they ask me, and what would I say? I considered replying with a thanks, but no thanks. They surely can find someone more fitting to address these students than me. But then I gave it a bit more thought and consideration and pondered the fact that, one, I knew all of these students. I've had them all in class, some for several years. And two, I've never said no to the students who have asked me to help them. To be quite honest, at the end of last year, for the first time in my life, I was in a situation where my loyalty and dedication to the students of Maynard was questioned by somebody that I respected, and it left a little sting in my heart. Automatic response was to walk away and not look back. But as you, the students, know, that's just not me. Supporting and caring about the children in Maynard is in every fiber of my being. That being said, I could not be more honored or delighted to be spending this evening on behalf of this stellar group of young athletes and scholars. My next dilemma was what to talk about. My first thought was, if this was 1979 or 1980, and it was my junior or senior year, I'm not sure I would be in the seats among you. However, every September, I am reminded of the pillars for this organization, those your fellow inductees and Dr. Girardi had talked about, scholar, leadership, community service, and character. Although most might not give it much thought to scholarship or the history of education, it's a fascinating and, in many cases, humbling. In a nutshell, we owe so much to our forefathers, to the greatest generation, those of the 1930s, who may have been your age, sitting on the stage only to graduate and go to war to fight against fascism, the Nazis, and imperialism in the Pacific. Then Pearl Harbor forced them to defend America. Those fortunate to return started families at a rate never before seen in America. They made sure that their children would be afforded a fine education, built schools, became actively involved in the development of those schools and the education provided to their children. In the 1950s and 60s, Americans again felt the threats of communism, the arms race with the Soviet Union, and the Cold War. Presidents Eisenhower and Kennedy knew the long-term solution was the schools, so they increased funding and opportunities. Sputnik was launched by the Russians, and new math and science programs were launched in the U.S. The greatest generation shaped our society, and the baby boomers became the most finely educated, greatest thinkers, questioners of everything in history of the United States. Then came you. Your generation and changes in society have changed the role of teachers in America. Teaching the subject matter that we mastered in college is minimal. Teachers are now strategists, discussion coordinators, multimedia experts, well, some of us try, and in a lot of cases, part-time parents to our students. My challenge for you for tomorrow is to go to each of your teachers and thank them. Show your appreciation and gratitude. They really are giving you so much of themselves. Wow, I said a lot more about scholarship than I had planned. I suspect you will also be lifelong learners. I have multiple degrees, 4 at this point, and I'm always eager to learn more and improve myself. One would think that this was my favorite or most important pillar. However, although no one can ever take your education, your knowledge away from you, there is much more than a GPA points and positions in your class rank or honor roll in life. Leadership. It's not about being elected or appointed to a position at school or work. It's not the position you hold in a corporation or an institution. It's an attitude you develop over time. Great leaders have a vision and are skilled communicators. They build trust in others easily because they are clear about what they stand for and what they won't stand for. They're team players who are willing to do their part of a team, not necessarily be the boss or the captain. They are compassionate and can make difficult decisions based on the common good, and they are willing to admit their mistakes. Character. You have all managed to pass the qualifications for character based on the 6 pillars: respect, trustworthiness, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. In writing many recommendations to NHS, character is both the easiest and the most difficult to quantify. Sure, many can say good character, strong, but what does that really mean? I had a discussion with my field hockey team this year about integrity and what that looks like, and that is what I look at. C.S. Lewis said, integrity is doing the right thing when no one else is watching. That, my friends, is the pinnacle of character: having, using, and living with integrity. I am, as they say, a Maynardian, born and bred and extremely proud. I am a graduate of the class of 1980, and for those of you who know me, have worked with me, and have been on one of my teams or in one of my classes, you know that community service is a passion with me. I serve on many committees and clubs dedicated to that very ideal. Service is not what you have to do to get on and stay on National Honor Society, or the 40 hours you had to do to be confirmed. Service is not a single thing or event. It's not collecting money at lunch for a cause or playing a game for a cure. Those are service projects. Service is not a trip and social event you attend with friends or a club because it will be fun. And contrary to popular belief, it's not something you do to put on your college or NHS application, for that matter. Service is a sincere gift of yourself to others. True service happens over time, anywhere, for anyone in need, and it's not visible or tangible benefit to you. I know this will sound corny to you teenagers, but before I go to sleep every night, after my prayers, I run through my day and I think about what I did for others, my family, my athletes, my students, and people I don't even know. I think about what contribution I have made to my community, and was it enough? My friends make fun of me because they say I'm always so busy, and I tell them, when I die, if it says, served her community well on my headstone, then I'll be happy and I will have done something important with my life. I will rest easy. Do what you love to do and do it with your whole heart. When I was in your shoes preparing for college in my future, I was told by a guidance counselor, and I quote, "Don't go into teaching. Teachers are a dime a dozen, and you'll never get a job." You have to remember that that was a few years ago, okay, maybe 40, and I listened. So my first bachelor's degree was in TV, radio, media communications, which was great fun and a passion of mine at the time. But Maynard was not a hot spot for employment in media, and I knew my heart was in Maynard, and I wanted to give back to the community that nurtured, cared, and taught me. It wasn't until I had my own children that I pushed aside what that guidance counselor told me and followed my heart, my dream, and went back to college and earned my subsequent degrees. So again, I stress, do what your heart tells you, not what someone else says. Do what you can for others, and always be true to yourself. Candidates, you owe so much to the people in the audience who helped you get to this place. They have made you a priority, shaped you, got you ready for school, ingrained you the importance of education and being a good person. They read to you, worked with your teachers, who were given a job of expanding your education and getting you ready for college. They hounded you to write those essays, fill out those applications, and meet those deadlines required. The difference between you and the average students is bequested by them. They kept you in line, supported the schools and school activities. They realized that education is a precious process that must be updated, upgraded, and kept competitive. So for those of you who have not zoned out, fallen asleep, or just said, oh, here goes Mrs. Sullivan blabbing again, here are my thoughts in a nutshell. Take advantage of the many educational opportunities that present themselves to you. Better yet, seek them out. Give sincerely. Admit your mistakes. Make good private decisions. Always be true to yourself. And remember, your body is a temple. Thank you so much for including me in your evening. I'm very proud of every one of you and honored that you have shared the commonality of having benefited from our lives here at Little Old Maynard High.
Thank you, Brenda. It is now time for the candle ceremony, which symbolizes the 4 qualities of the National Honor Society membership. I would like to invite our tutoring coordinators, Elizabeth Madej and Lucas Koskinen, to light the candles. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interest for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and a will to go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a vital charge to each of our members and to the candidates. I would now like to introduce the National Honor Society Vice President Charles Newhouser.
Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives people individuality. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character which guides one through life, and when once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action, daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be, in reality, what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as reliability, honesty, and sincerity, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
Service can be described in various ways. In the routine of the day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is the quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
I would now like to introduce the National Honor Society Treasurer, Megan Thompson.
Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for education ends only with life. Knowledge is one great element in life which leads to highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnished the lamp by which we view the past and the light which illuminates the future. Candidates have the ability to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Now I call on the current member sponsors to introduce each 2000 National Honor Society inductee. Inductees, please come forward when your name is called to receive your certificate. I, AJ Noble, am honored to induct Caitlin Gargis into the National Honor Society. Over the time I've known Caitlin, I am amazed by the amount of energy and passion she displays in her work. While she may seem like one to be quiet and keep to herself, when actually talking with her, I realize she is one of the most outgoing and down-to-earth people that I know. Her commitment not only to her schoolwork, but as well as her extracurriculars, being both captain of the field hockey and softball teams, as well as being president of peer leaders and general manager at WAVM, I am astonished by the amount she is able to achieve in her short high school life. Presiding over her in WAVM, I have been able to see her complete great tasks on her own, under heavy stress, no matter the adversity of the job at hand, she will seek to make sure it is completed. I see a great future National Honor Society member in her, and I hope she will see that in herself as well. Congratulations, Caitlin.
I, Lucas Koskinen, am pleased to induct Thomas Babian into the National Honor Society. Having lived just one street over from Thomas and playing in the percussion section with him for several years, I've gotten to know Thomas very well. From this, I can say without a doubt that he is extremely hardworking and determined. Whether he's practicing his running, basketball, or most importantly, drums, Thomas gives his all. His effort has helped him become a leader where he excels. As a leader, Thomas's hard work becomes contagious, encouraging others to match his determination and effort. I hope that Thomas will bring the unwavering work ethic and leadership that he has exhibited in his academic and extracurricular activities to National Honor Society. I'm confident Thomas will utilize these abilities in the tasks he will encounter as an NHS member this year. Congratulations, Thomas.
I, Alyssa Ray, am pleased to induct Victoria Signati into the National Honor Society. Ever since we met throwing javelin a few years ago, I have gotten to know Victoria both in and out of school. In the classes we have shared together, I have seen her strive for success and help others along the way. From her volunteer work at Open Table to being secretary of both Green Committee and Best Buddies, Victoria shows her passion for helping others and giving back to the community. I hope that Victoria will use the dedication and hard work she has demonstrated on the new tasks she will be given this year in the National Honor Society. Congratulations, Vicki. I, Alyssa Ray, am pleased to induct Hannah Kernerney into the National Honor Society. Hannah and I have grown closer over the past few years in the classes we take and the extracurriculars we share. From being on the same softball team 4 years ago to sharing the stage in the school musicals and chorus now, Hannah has displayed a great care for her peers. Whether she is recycling for Green Committee, taking the stand on mock trial, or partaking in a service project for Girl Scouts, Hannah always has a smile on her face and is ready to help people whenever they need it. I hope Hannah will bring her integrity and compassion for others to the National Honor Society and use them to navigate whatever is thrown her way. Congratulations, Hannah.
I, Hannah Booth, am pleased to induct Erin Egan into the National Honor Society. Erin is a highly active member in many clubs and activities in the high school. She's a three-sport athlete participating in field hockey, softball, and basketball. Her experience in Project Citizen, Girl Scouts, Youth Group, Interact Club, and MASC will help her succeed in providing adequate community service during her time in NHS. I also got to know Erin through a trip to Spain and her participation in chorus. She's always willing to work with new people and a great leader, seeing as she is president of the junior class. I know that Erin will translate all of her skills, experience, and friendliness into her NHS work, and I'm looking forward to see what she will do. Congratulations, Erin.
I, Megan Thompson, am pleased to induct Kayla Heidemann into the National Honor Society. I've become very close with Kayla and know her to be one of the most honest and thoughtful people in Maynard High School. Kayla has put consistent effort into her schoolwork, and it has achieved her the recognition of being on honor roll throughout all of high school. She is truly caring and does things to benefit others, such as participating in monthly food pantry volunteer work for many years now. I have faith that Kayla will bring these ethics and values that she has shown in her activities and projects in and out of school with her into NHS this year. Congratulations, Kayla.
I, Liam Caldecott, am honored to induct Riley Hines into the National Honor Society. She's a perfect candidate for an honor of this esteemed program. She has worked hard throughout high school so far, making herself stand out in the classroom with honors and AP courses, as well as in the dance studio where she shines on the competition team. Riley continues to make herself present in our school's community with extracurricular clubs like Pure Leaders. I believe that Riley will fit very well into this prestigious group of individuals, and I'm happy to induct her into the National Honor Society. Congratulations, Riley.
I, Megan Thompson, am pleased to induct Sydney Jacobson into the National Honor Society. Sydney is known for being a kind and generous person throughout the high school. She prides herself on her values of honesty and integrity. Sydney has shown through her schoolwork and maintaining honor roll that she puts effort into everything that she does. She is an active member of the community through her participation in Girl Scouts and the Relay for Life, and she's always looking to help others. I have no doubt that she will bring the values and skills that she has learned from being in student government and from taking part in all of these activities into NHS this year. Congratulations, Sydney.
I, Tommy Smith, am honored to induct Caroline Jordan into the National Honor Society. Through her years of high school, she has exceeded expectations and exemplified what it truly means to be a part of this prestigious organization. Caroline's countless hours of community service at the Yankee Golden Retrievers Rescue and Espet Wildlife Center capture her character to perfection. Her selflessness, along with her leadership as the treasurer of both Amnesty International and Best Buddies, provide a platform for all students to replicate. I'm personally intrigued to witness all the great things Caroline will achieve in this upcoming year and want to welcome Caroline to the podium to receive her well-deserved award. Congratulations, Caroline.
I, Elizabeth Madej, am pleased to induct Ginny Mannion into the National Honor Society. Ginny is a dedicated advocate for social justice through Amnesty International, which she brought to Maynard. From volunteering at a dog rescue to starting a music program in an indigenous school in Guatemala, Ginny works to create positive change wherever she goes. She is honest, principled, and dedicated, and I know that Ginny will bring her passion and integrity into her work with National Honor Society. Congratulations, Ginny.
I, Brandon Sherman, am so pleased to induct Celine Paredes Celestino into the National Honor Society. Celine is a leader in many areas, from trumpet section leader in band to a captain of the cross-country team to the treasurer of Saga. Her commitment to the community is evident in her involvement in the Interact Club, Peer Leaders, Green Committee, and Project Citizen. She's an upstanding member of the community in every way. She works hard in school and always stands up for people who need it. I am excited to have her as a great addition to NHS. Congratulations, Celine.
I, AJ Noble, am proud to induct Talal Siddiqui into the National Honor Society. Over the short time I've known Talal, I have never seen someone with more optimism and who has been uplifting than Talal. Whether it be a smile on his face or a laugh you can hear from all the way across the school, Talal would always be one with a lighthearted and upbeat attitude. Along with this sense of humor came a sense of responsibility and accountability in which Talal has been able to show on various accounts of his editing and filming work at WAVM. With his commitment to both his general manager position at WAVM and his passion for music in the many forms of band, Talal has proved himself to be a proactive member of his class and the school. I know Talal will bring his positive energy and high spirits to National Honor Society, and I know he will give a bright future to the group. Congratulations, Talal.
I, Caitlin O'Leary, am overjoyed to welcome Sarah Synan into the National Honor Society. I know Sarah very well from our activities outside of the normal school day. We have been in stage crew together for years, and it is the highlight of my every school year. Sarah and I have shared many moments of both goofing off backstage and also working very hard during performances and rehearsals. Sarah is a creative and determined spirit, and I am happy to call her a friend. I am wholly confident that Sarah will show the same dedication and team spirit she shared with the stage crew family in her future as a part of the National Honor Society. Congratulations, Sarah.
I, Hannah Booth, am pleased to induct Emily Tamino into the National Honor Society. I've come to know Emily through her involvement in chorus, a cappella, and a trip to Spain. Along with this, Emily is also a valued player on the varsity field hockey team, participates in the school play, and teaches gymnastics. I know Emily as someone who always puts 100% of her effort into the things she does and isn't there just to say she did it. She's always considerate of her peers and willing to step up when she is needed. Emily faces every new situation she encounters with an open mind and a willingness to learn, qualities that will help her succeed and become an integral part of the National Honor Society. I cannot wait to see what Emily will do with her National Honor Society membership. Congratulations, Emily.
I, Charlie Newhouser, am pleased to induct Lily Wilson into the National Honor Society. Lily is a model student, both in and out of the classroom, exemplifying the pillars of NHS: scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Over the last few years, I've been able to see this firsthand through being in chorus, a cappella, and madrigals with her. But her musical talents extend past these groups to also include band, wind ensemble, and jazz band. In every single musical group at Maynard, Lily leads through example and has shown remarkable character. She also serves the school and the broader community of Maynard, fulfilling the pillar of service with her Girl Scout troop and with her position as Vice President of Best Buddies. Lily goes above and beyond the requirements of the students of MHS, and for these reasons, she is very qualified to join our membership. I know she will continue to lead and serve through NHS, and thus I am honored to welcome Lily Wilson into Maynard High School's chapter of the National Honor Society. Congratulations, Lily.
Please give a warm round of applause to congratulate the newest members of Maynard High School's National Honor Society.
I would like to invite all past and present members of the National Honor Society to rise for the reading of the pledge. Please repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold.
I pledge myself to uphold
the high purpose of the National Honor Society.
the high purpose of the National Honor Society,
To which I have been selected.
to which I have been selected,
Striving in every way.
striving in every way,
By word and deed.
by word and deed,
To make its ideals.
to make its ideals,
The ideals of my school.
the ideals of my school,
And of my life.
and of my life.
Thank you. That concludes our ceremony. After the procession of the National Honor Society members, we invite all of you to a reception in the cafeteria. The entire National Honor Society would like to thank all of our guests for this evening. Thank you and good night.